Time now for Dollars and Cents, where I answer your money questions and help you navigate a changing economy. California wants to pay doctors more to persuade them to see more Medi-Cal patients. More than 15 million Californians rely on Medi-Cal, almost 40% of the state's population. Experts I talk with say the rates Medi-Cal pays doctors have not kept up with growing demand, and this could not only be hurting your wallet, but also your health.
I got exposed to needing classes since I was about 5 years old.
Helping patients from all walks of life see the world to their fullest is one of the reasons Dr. Payman Ashnasari got into optometry.
I think we take sight for granted, so knowing that each day I'm helping people see to their greatest potential.
He runs Arden Park Optometry in Sacramento. He sees about 16 patients a day, and they include just about everyone, from kids to grandparents and working professionals. Would you like to be able to see more patients?
I would love to. I mean, as a small business, I think, in a business that we serve the community each day, for us, we want to serve and help the community. So for us, definitely yes.
But when it comes to accepting patients covered by Medi-Cal, he says he simply can't afford it. In fact, he stopped taking them altogether.
The reimbursement rates for a Medi-Cal eye exam is very low, and it makes it difficult for a small business owner like myself to accept a patient where the reimbursement is very low.
Medi-Cal is California's Medicaid healthcare program, a government-funded health insurance program for people with low incomes or disabilities.
What's occurring, though, is as costs are going up, the state contribution is not in line with those costs.
As a result, doctors helping Medi-Cal patients aren't getting paid as much as they would on the open market. Therefore, practices like Arden Park Optometry are disincentivized from taking on Medi-Cal patients.
And that means we have a limited amount of providers for these lower income folks in order to get their medical services.
Keith Taylor, an economics professor at UC Davis, says this is hurting rural communities especially hard. He says some people, for example, have to travel 90 miles for eye care or forgo care altogether.
Oh, it absolutely could be life-threatening for preventative care.
The California Optometric Association says the state's reimbursement rate has not increased in more than 2 decades, adding Medi-Cal's reimbursement for a new patient eye exam is $47, while the average cost for a patient with no insurance is $200.
I think what's stopping me from seeing more people is actually people in the Medi-Cal community, and I would love to be able to help that community more. I think a lot of optometrists want to see Medi-Cal patients like myself, but because of the low reimbursement rates, it makes it a huge challenge as a business to take those type of patients. Experts say this problem isn't new. They say years of state budget struggles have hindered efforts to increase Medi-Cal reimbursements, despite constant calls to do so. But just last year, California increased a tax on managed care providers. The state has said it plans to use that money to increase the rates for doctors. But remember, this all comes against the backdrop of the $27 billion deficit the state faces right now, Chris.
And with that, I know so many people are asking, well, what is the state doing about this?
Yeah, earlier this month, Governor Gavin Newsom released his latest budget proposal. We reported on that. But optometrist advocates say they are disappointed and say his plan further delays any action in moving the reimbursement increase forward at this time. This is certainly something I'm going to be tracking closely, so stay with us for updates. And Chris, a lot of moving parts here, lots to follow.
So true, especially when we're talking about the state budget. There's so many people who are advocating for their funding.
Yes, so true. And for more Dollars and Cents stories, head over to ABC 10 Plus and streaming now to learn about the common investment mistakes to avoid. Watch for free by just looking for the title page on the homepage.